Catherine Goldberg. I'm an active member of NAYGN. I'm joined here by the president, Bobby Ashworth, and Catherine Michelle. So we look at this and we say, why aren't there more new nuclear plants? And, you know, there are a lot of reasons for that. And I think, Bobby, you can, you know, maybe more speak to why aren't we building? What's the issue with the market?
Well, I mean, that's a very complex question and really above my pay grade. But where we're actually seeing new plants being built in this country is in the South, which are, you know, regulated in more structured markets. So those utilities have actually gotten you know, agreements from the utilities there, you know, prior, I guess, purchase things to help finance the new plants, but also having, you know, some guarantees by the states and the utility itself. You know, elsewhere in the country are more kind of merchant-based plants, and they really just buy and sell power based on whatever the market conditions are at that time. And, you know, it should be no shock to anybody that a nuclear power plant is a rather expensive thing. So when you're looking at, you know, an investment that's going to take 20 or 30 years to you know, pay it back, you know, from the capacity, that's a long time for, you know, most business planning aspects. So, you know, even though nuclear power plants, you know, run at about 90% efficient, or 90% of the time, you know, throughout the year, even though they're providing a substantial amount of baseload power, even though they're providing a significant amount of carbon-free generation, the economics just really don't favor nuclear. You know, and another way I think about looking at nuclear is it's a very people-intensive industry, you know, also. So it does take, you know, quite a bit of, you know, people looking at things and making sure things are you know, safe and always going to be safe, and we always challenge ourselves just to make sure that things are going to be that way. And as a young professional, you know, I really like that kind of environment. You know, I like the technology, I like the people that are there, and I want to see that move more in the future. So, you know, the short answer to your question is really just the economics just don't work out for nuclear in a lot of places. And, you know, when you compare that against, you know, other forms of generation that, you know, may have higher government subsidies or, you know, or the flashiest, best thing at, you know, this specific moment, but may not be there or may not be cost effective 5 or 10 years from now. You just can't really plan for that. So, you know, I like the idea of investing in something that I know is going to be here for, you know, 40 or 60 or even 80 years or more. And that is nuclear, if that wasn't clear.
Absolutely, completely agree with that. And, you know, we're here to show that we believe in the future of nuclear, and despite, you know, local market conditions and, you know, the current situation, we really are, you know, speaking for the future and speaking for the generation. But if we were to take a look back, you know, you talk about these plants, like you said, that we want to operate for 60 years, and while early retirement is tough, that is a significant amount of time. And I think, you know, Catherine, you can really speak to, you know, what is that like for someone to produce power for such a long amount of time? Like, what does that mean?
Catherine, thank you. I think first, one thing that I really want to start with sharing is that the nuclear industry is very, very unique in many ways. Ask anyone who has anything to do with the nuclear industry, and they'll tell you that it's so different from working anywhere else. And I'm very passionate about it. I'd say one thing that I love most about it is what's good for one plant is good for every plant. What's good for one company is good for the entire industry. And a lot of that stems from this fear about the safety of nuclear power. When in actuality, nuclear power is one of the safest and most reliable forms of baseload power. So every single day of safe power production means that that's another day that I get to continue working in the industry that I'm so passionate about and that I worked so hard to be a part of. So for me and every other member of NAYGN, I just want to say thank you, Pilgrim and FitzPatrick, for your years of safe service.